Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. I'm Mark Goldbridge and we are here to talk about, we're here to talk about the officiating in the Premier League again, and we're here to blow the bloody doors off on what is just incredible explanations for what are despicable decisions. Howard Webb was on the TV last night with Michael Owen talking about some of the recent mistakes. We'll have his answer to the Kovacic red card that didn't happen. Absolutely incredible. And this is not about Arsenal. It's not about Liverpool. I mean, look at the bottom left-hand corner. Who is going to win the Premier League? It really feels to me at the moment that who wins the Premier League will be the team that avoids as many bad decisions as we're seeing in the league so far. I mean, points are up for grabs. Let's not forget what Mikel Arteta said back in February when that line was drawn wrong and they got the apology. What did he say? The apology doesn't mean anything. I want the 2 points we lost. And that was last season. And what it feels like to me is we get these ex-referees like Dermot Gallagher and Mike Dean, and then we get, Howard Webb coming on as the PGMOL representative. They're speaking to the media outlets every couple of weeks, having a chat. And it's all very cosy. I mean, Michael Owen's personality has always been questionable, but is he the right guy to put on TV next to Howard Webb, who, in all fairness, as I said last night, would do well if he was in Scorsese's latest film, because he's well trained in the media. You can see the way he conducts himself. He's got his shoulders out. He's doing this. He's been down the gym. He knows what he's talking about, and he comes across as a head teacher. And that's how I think we get treated as fans. We're like the pupils to these teachers who dictate to us why they're right. And they should be beholden to the fans. There should be independent regulation. There should be accountability. Michael Owen should not be doing that. I should be doing it. Or someone like me with this sort of, pumped up accountability. Because the Michael Owen Howard Webb dynamic looks like, oh, Howard, where are we going for dinner afterwards? I'm doing beans on toast. I thought we could watch a bit of Amazon Prime. Maybe watch a bit of that Lord of the Rings thing. Sounds good, brilliant, Michael. Now let me talk first. I will. Sorry for talking over you, Howard. It's that. It's just it's bordering on propaganda. That's what it is, because it's not accountable. So look, I want to start off with this. Basically, let's start off with the Kovacic thing. I can't believe what Howard Webb had to say about this. So in one way, he said that, if Michael Oliver had given a red card, VAR would have said it was a red card. So why didn't VAR tell Michael Oliver it was a red card when he gave a yellow then? We're talking about the first tackle that went to VAR where the studs were up. So Michael Oliver basically gets thrown under the bus by Howard Webb, quite rightly, because Howard Webb says if Michael Oliver gives the red card, VAR would look at it and they would have kept it as a red card. So why are we living in a world where that doesn't happen, Howard? And how are you running an organisation that has that level of incompetence? And these are the words I want to use, incompetence. Because the media won't do it, because the media have a close relationship with the PGMOL and they're all mates. I will do it, and Howard won't have a conversation with us because he's terrified of a real conversation about the football we're all passionate about. Because this comes from a place of loving football. This comes from a place of wanting football to be the best it can in this country. I don't support Arsenal. I don't support Man City. I don't support Liverpool. I don't support Spurs. But I watch those games because I love the Premier League and I'm fed up to the back teeth of bad decisions. And can I just say, it is always about what's on TV. I saw, only because I think Matt Doherty of Wolves was saying it wasn't a penalty and put the clip out, there was a penalty for Aston Villa at the weekend that most people missed. Ollie Watkins is about to shoot. He gets a push in the back and shoots wide. It's a penalty. You know what they said? Too soft. There's not enough contact there to give a penalty. Anybody who's played the game and is about to shoot, when you get a shove in the back, does it impact how you shoot? Yes. It's a foul. You've put him off. And that's the sort of stupidity we have when it comes to decision making in the officiating in this country and in the media and in the punditry world, because they've gone, that's not enough. But if you've played the game and you're just at the final point of shooting a shot and someone pushes you in the back and you don't know it's coming, it will impact your shot. It is therefore a foul. That was a huge decision as well. Not given. Nobody talks about it. We will talk about it because we care about football. But let's go back to the Kovacic thing. So, Howard Webb says, yes, it should have been a red card. Michael Oliver got it wrong. So why didn't VAR tell him he got it wrong? Well, this was Howard Webb's inexplicable I still don't understand why Michael Owen doesn't challenge him on this, because it's inexplicable, because he compares the Gusto tackle and he says, well, when you look at Kovacic, the right heel hits the ground and his foot is upright. His right heel hits the ground first and it's an upright foot instead of side on like Gusto's. What are you talking about, Howard? So his foot is straight up and his heel touches the ground first, whereas Gusto's comes in from the side. Can somebody explain to Howard and the PGMOL and any other person that Kovacic's tackle in no way is less dangerous than Gusto's or Curtis Jones? Just because his heel touches the ground first and just because his foot is upright, if anything, it's more, it studs. There's no part of Kovacic's tackle that's not dangerous, reckless and out of control. He's absolutely nowhere near getting the ball and it is studs up. As I remember, I think Gusto gets the ball and Curtis Jones gets the ball. Kovacic doesn't. What is Howard Webb doing on national TV trying to say that the Kovacic tackle is not as bad as Gusto's or Curtis Jones? Absolutely incredible. It is studs up. His heel touching the ground first makes no difference. His foot being upright exposes the studs even more. That is not a reason to justify not giving a red card. But it goes on. So why didn't the VAR referees change it? Well, there's small differences between that and the Kovacic one. The on-field yellow was not clear and obvious, and we don't want our referees re-refereeing an incident. I mean, that justification, and I know we're going to talk about the offside justification in a minute for Liverpool last week, but that justification doesn't wash. We didn't think it was a clear and obvious mistake. Should have gone to Specsavers. I mean, that is incredible. And can I just say as well, where's Arsenal's apology? And where's the audio? Not had an apology, have you, Arsenal? We've not had the audio either. This is just incredible. It's incredible how fans are being dictated to by an organisation that basically is just telling us they're incompetent. Like, that is there in the audio from Howard Webb saying that, you know, it should have been a red card, but we didn't think it was clear and obvious. It's a complete and utter hypocrite. I mean, you've got a guy on TV there who doesn't make any sense. And he talks like he's actually quite good in front of the camera, but he doesn't make any sense. If it had been a red card, VAR would not have overturned it, but we didn't overturn it when it was a yellow because it wasn't clear and obvious. And also, his foot's upright, and just no justification for that at all. Arsenal deserve an apology. Absolutely incredible. He was then asked about the second yellow card, and actually this is where Howard got it right for me, because he said, well, look, VAR can't do anything about a yellow card, and I accept that. But he also said, very lucky. Michael Oliver's one of the best referees in the world. Does he want to have an impact on the game by sending somebody off for a second yellow card? But he had an impact on the game by not sending somebody off for what was a second yellow card. I mean, look, Michael Oliver should be suspended for the next round of Premier League games. Howard Webb has basically said that he's wrong. He's basically said he's wrong twice. So why is Michael Oliver not getting a suspension? Why is Michael Oliver any different to Darren England or anybody else? Why is Michael Oliver not being suspended? Why are Arsenal not getting an apology? You've got the head of the PGMOL in Howard Webb basically saying Michael Oliver got two massive decisions wrong, and they're in a very lucky position that Arsenal won that game, because for me that is complete and utter incompetence dressed up by somebody trying to project themselves as authoritative like a head teacher and try and convince you through personality that they made the right choices. Call it for what it is. Kovacic in no way was that not a red card. Never. And the fact that Howard Webb has said publicly that it wasn't clear and obvious to overturn it is terrifying. When you look at the bottom left-hand corner, who's going to win the Premier League? Well, you know what? Whoever gets the least bad decisions, really, is going to win the league. Going back to the Liverpool decision, I have to talk to you about this. So Howard Webb has obviously spoken about the Liverpool onside. He said, look, we took the unusual step to release the audio of the Diaz onside. Ultimately, it was human error. What was the outcome of looking into this? Better hearing, better listening, basically. He basically said that, You know, we've come up with a few steps that will change it. Instead of the VAR referee saying check complete, they need to say check complete offside or check complete onside. Why were these things not in place in the first place? And this is like light bulb moments. You can see Howard Webb talking about it like they're really pleased about the new steps they've brought in. From now on, to stop this happening again, we won't just say check complete. We'll say check complete, it's onside, or check complete, it's offside. I mean, I'm sure Liverpool and every other football club in the Premier League are over the moon with this out of the box thinking. What about changing the protocol though? What about actually being able to say 30 seconds later we've made a mistake, let's do something about it? Well, no, we can't do anything about that because we don't set the rules. It's set by UEFA and everybody else, so we can't do anything about that. So basically what they're going to do is they're going to solve this problem by communicating better and listening more. Brilliant. Yeah, I'm really confident now that we're going to get somewhere. He said that the referee in that game didn't know that the goal should have been given until the end of the game, and this was a good thing because it could have influenced on-field decisions. One, I'll never know the truth, but I don't believe that. I don't believe in the modern game with half-time that referee would go and sit in the toilet going, la, 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 I'm not listening. I think he would have known at half-time. And secondly, I think he should know. He should know at half-time in a game where a decision is negligent and has a massive impact on the result of that game. Howard Webb or anybody else saying, well, you don't want your referee to know because it might influence his on-field decisions. But that's exactly what we wanted to happen. I'm sure Spurs didn't. They're a victim as well. But surely, if that referee is told that a goal, a legitimate goal, not a debatable goal, a legitimate goal has been deprived for the opposition, then you have got an opportunity in that game to actually referee it in a way that maybe if there is a borderline penalty, you do give it because you want to get the injustice levelled upon the pitch. To say, I'm glad the referee didn't know because he refereed the game fairly from that point. But you've already made one of the biggest unfair decisions in Premier League history. So I don't believe that and I don't understand that. I suppose people might disagree with me on that one, but I don't really understand that. But look, all in all, I just feel that it's just so cosy. It's so dictatorship, isn't it? And I find it really, really sickening that games I'm watching where I don't have a horse in the race, you know, even that Wolves push on Ollie Watkins, it's a blatant penalty. And I you know what it comes down to? The scary thing that comes down to this is that everybody talks to us like we're teachers. Mike Dean's not even a referee anymore, and he sat there on a Saturday afternoon talking to everybody like he's better than everybody and he knows the game better than everybody else. Nobody respected you as a referee. I don't know why you get employed, mate. I don't think you know refereeing. I don't want to listen to one of the status quo telling us when he's retired why it's a bad decision and why he's going to stick by it. I would rather we just didn't have these ex-referees on TV. I don't want them on there. They're not very good at their job. Don't put them on there. Let the ex-players that you've got talk about it because at least they are probably more in tune with everybody else who's actually played the game. I can't believe the Kovacic tackle is not clear and obviously a red card and they didn't overturn it when he studs up straight on. That's the most dangerous tackle I know. I mean, studs up isn't the worst tackle anyway. The scissor tackle causes the most damage. But studs up, if your studs up are worse when you go in foot straight like that, like Kovacic. That's the worst studs up tackle because it's all your momentum and it's completely purposeful. Like that is, if you go in for a tackle like that, straight foot like Kovacic, your studs are up, that is completely and utterly reckless and it's dangerous. If you go in from the side like Curtis Jones with your foot and it rolls over and your studs go onto Basuma, it looks bad, he got a red card, but in no way is that anywhere near as bad as the intent that Kovacic did twice. And yet it's not clear and obvious. That's the world we're living in at the moment, and that's something that 3 days later the PGMOL leader, Howard Webb, wants to come on national TV and justify as not clear and obvious. And that's the decision making. And at the end of the day, I applaud him for actually saying it because ultimately it exposes the incompetence within there that they don't know the game they're refereeing. And that's the big problem. And I want to see more audio coming out and I want to see more, public debate, but not in this cosy way. It needs to be properly done. There is no accountability. There is no independent regulation. And the scary thing is, as we heard from Howard Webb, we demand officiating that is fair. We demand consistency. They are using VAR in the wrong way. They are using VAR to protect their mates. Mike Dean said this last season about Anthony Taylor and the pulling of the hair. in the Chelsea game. They protect their mates. Their whole persona seems to be to back up the referee on the pitch. How can you... VAR is broken. The system and technology works. The people behind it don't. They are backing a referee who literally cannot see things in real time that a computer can. So why are you sticking up for a referee when they are human and they will make human error? Your job is to bring consistency to the sport. You have every week a list of bad decisions. If I'm Howard Webb, I am saying Ollie Watkins gets a push in the back, that puts him off his shot, he's through on goal, it's a penalty. And next week, if that happens, I want to see a penalty. Kovacic is a red card. And if I see another one of those tackles not get given as a red card, you're fired. Like, I want consistency. I don't want you backing each other. I want consistency. And just to go back on the Kovacic thing, can I just say as well, Michael Oliver makes the mistake with not giving a red card, 100%. But he's a human on the pitch. VAR is the main responsibility there, and the VAR officials, because they can see it's a red card and they don't tell him it's a red card, and also they don't even send him to the screen. Why did Michael Oliver not get sent to the screen? That is even worse. They should have said, we think this needs to be reviewed by you, Michael. Go and have a look at the screen. They didn't even do that. They wanted to protect him so much and back his yellow card that they didn't even send him to look at the screen. That's how horrific that decision was. Disgusting. Get your comments in below. Make sure you smash a like on the video. Don't forget to listen to the podcast, Goldbridge Saves Football. Brand new out. There's a little bit more in about this in there as well. Give it a listen. Links in the video description. Thanks everyone for watching. Interested to see your comments on this. Speak to you all in a bit.